Victor wants to know what I wish I had known about business years ago. I'm David C. Barnett, and you're tuned in to Small Business and Deal Making, the broadcast, podcast, YouTube channel where I talk about buying, selling, financing, and managing small and medium-sized businesses while controlling risk. So, if you're looking to take control of your future through buying a business one day, or if you already own a business and you're looking to grow or exit, you've come to the right place. I talk about interesting things, I talk to interesting people, and I answer your questions every week right here. So be sure to hit like, be sure to hit subscribe, and let's get to it. So Victor, thank you for sending in this question, and I'll read it for everyone. He says, what do you wish you'd known about business years ago? And I think it's a great question because I wasn't sure when I first read this question. So I went for a walk around the block and picked up a cup of coffee at my local cafe and really thought about this and realized that, I'm 45. So I've really been in business either as a sales rep, as an employee in another company, or doing my own businesses ever since I was a child, got out of business school, etc. Like I've been in and around business my whole life, basically, since I've been an adolescent. And I think in the last 10 years or so, what has really changed for me and what I think would have helped me a lot more when I was younger is just understanding how fake things can be. It is completely possible for your perceptions of what's happening in a business or with an individual to be completely wrong about, from what the true facts are. And I think as I've, when I got into business brokerage and I started to examine more financial statements, and as I expanded my consulting offering and started to work with more and more business owners and see their financial statements where the actual facts of what's going on in their business are revealed, and then compared that to the way they present themselves in the world, I realized how there's usually very little correlation between the two. It really depends upon the individual and how they want to present themselves to the world. So I've seen people that have had failing businesses that have been in decline for a decade, but the way that they live and the cars they drive and the way they dress and et cetera would lead you to believe that they're very successful and that everything is great. And, and then we also hear about the very successful business owner that drives around the 12-year-old beat up Ford pickup truck, right? And I've seen that too, where people literally could write 7-figure checks, but no one would ever guess that from seeing what they look like. And so, and see what they drive and where they eat and all that kind of stuff, where they go on vacation. So I think that what has happened to me is I've developed this layer of pragmatic skepticism where I'm always questioning these things. And so I went to a restaurant a few months ago and they had a little sign up saying that their credit card swipe machine was broken and they were accepting cash only. And so most people would simply accept that. And what I was thinking was, so there's has the government seized your bank account for not paying source deductions? My mind immediately jumps to all of these things that I know could be a reason why they might not want to use the credit card machine right now, why they might prefer to receive all of their proceeds, all their receipts in cash. And it changes the way you look at things. And I think that when you're open to the idea that everything may be 180-degree opposite of what the surface looks like, it allows you sometimes to get to the truth and to figure things out more quickly than when you're operating with that bias. I mean, you could see someone that has all the indicators and markers of success and something happens and they tell you why that things aren't going well or aren't working out for them. And you might believe that person without, questioning, well, were they ever really successful to begin with? And I think that's the one thing that I wish that I would have definitely been an advantage for me if I fully appreciated that and had a better understanding of that when I was younger. So thanks for the question, Victor. If you are out there looking at businesses that you might want to buy, sometimes we might look at a business and it seems successful, or sometimes we might look at a business that is seemingly not successful, but is actually putting mounds of cash into the hands of the owner. The only real way to figure it out is to do a proper normalization when you're analyzing the business. And if you want to learn how to do that, you should head over to businessbuyeradvantage.com, where you'll find my online course, Business Buyer Advantage, which will teach you how to go through and analyze a small and medium-sized business to figure out what's really going on over there. And with that, we'll say see you later. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. So, how can you learn more about buying, selling, financing, and managing small and medium-sized businesses? Easy. Head over to my blog site, davidcbarnett.com, where you can learn more about me, learn how I work with my clients. You can learn about my books, courses that I prepared for you. You can also find out all about how to subscribe to my email list, the YouTube playlists, etc. There's literally hundreds of hours of content there, all for free.